exemption to content that incites violence or suppresses voting. There are no exceptions for politicians in any of the policies.
All right, let's bring in our next guest. Michael Veal is a lecturer in digital rights and regulation at the University College of London Faculty of Laws, and he joins us now from London. Michael, good to have you on the show. You know, it's quite interesting because I still remember Mark Zuckerberg's speech at Georgetown University last year when he talked about the importance of protecting free expression. He said that this is a belief that is at the core of the company. Facebook, yes, not so much when it starts hurting your pocketbook, huh?
Well, I don't know if that's quite the correct analysis. The number of advertisers that have currently announced a boycott is relatively small compared to Facebook's entire ad taking. And of course, it is making a financial dent, but Facebook have large revenue streams. I think reputationally, Facebook is really fighting for relevance. We haven't seen platforms survive very long. I mean, who remembers MySpace or Bebo or Friendster or all these things? And I think that's the concern that Facebook sees in the longer game, and being aware that not taking moves that the user base might demand now could accelerate that decline. Okay,
I mean, talking about the longer game now, I mean, for years, Facebook had been viewed as sort of one of, you know, the 800-pound gorilla, the only truly important digital advertising platform. I mean, even as the company sort of moved from one controversy to another, and it somehow endured viral campaigns called on by users to delete the app. This continued advertising for the company, continued to be a cash cow for the company. I mean, do you think that Facebook is perhaps looking a little less invincible now?
Yeah, I think certainly. At least the main platform of Facebook, I think, is struggling to see itself as in a longer game. But that's why the acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp were very important to keep it as the advertising domain of choice. Lots of these companies and also their brands are dealing with questions of hate speech and takedown. But Facebook's moves up until this point have been relatively timid. The oversight board they suggested setting up, the so-called Supreme Court, had very limited powers and didn't look particularly impressive in the global context of many countries, many languages, many cultures all using these platforms. These companies of all sorts want to have information posted on them very cheaply. They don't like the idea of having armies of flaggers they have to pay to intermediate between user and the platform. But they may have to do that. But that raises questions for competition law and power as well. Can only the big platforms survive?
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering how you see sort of the future of these social media companies, because in this ever-changing landscape, some companies are more proactive, some are reactive, as we're seeing in past several months, whether it comes to fact-checking or to what we've seen with Facebook.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what will happen and whether the same communities will stay on these platforms. So for a period of time, their platforms became a way for people to use the web and the internet in a social manner when they hadn't done before. That used to be mainly for geeks and niche cultures, became very mainstream for everybody. Now the question is, will these platforms stay universal to people from all views and communities, or will different communities choose their different platforms? So we've seen right-wing commentators, for example, move to other platforms and set up communities, and the trend that may cause may change what the web looks like for everybody.
Okay, I'm going back to this news story. It says that Facebook says it will label all posts and ads about voting with links to authoritative information. I mean, how will Facebook choose these links? I mean, will bias be a problem here?
Facebook has often been accused of bias in relation to fact-checking, in relation to the companies and the news outlets it considers to be authoritative for fact-checking. That will certainly continue to be a problem. One of the bigger challenges in this section is highlighting what is political. So political ads, some of them are paid for directly by a campaign, and then from an accounting point you can see. But what about ads that are paid for by pressure groups or third parties or PACs? or by basically shadow money that it has political agendas but isn't obvious. That's been traditionally very, very hard to distinguish from official ads, yet may be very important for electoral matters. And how Facebook goes about considering what is political and what deserves to fall into a policy like that is the bigger question.
All right, Michael Veal, great talking to you. I do appreciate your analysis.